I think we're live now, Adam. Adam just asked me if I'm a little bit nervous. To be honest with you, I am a little bit nervous because this is our first time. Hi, Adam. Happy Sunday. We're live.
Special edition Sunday.
Yeah. Do you still want to introduce yourself for people who haven't seen us before?
Yeah, absolutely, especially since I'm wearing a mask. My name is Adam Barreto. I'm a mortgage loan officer.
My name is Minhua Gu. I am a realtor with Movoto Real Estate. As everybody can see, Adam has been a very good citizen. Even he's in his backyard, he's still wearing the mask and keep everyone safe around him. Yeah, do you want to say something about your mask? When did you start wearing mask when you go outside?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been wearing masks for the last month, but I just got this new fabric mask about a couple of days ago and started wearing it. Only reason why I'm wearing it right now in my backyard is because I have to run errands after this. So I was doing some stuff running in and out of the house. So I was like, I might as well leave it on as we do this talk. So. Okay.
Just to let you know, it looks actually pretty good. And I thought because of the mask, the sound will be muffled. Actually, the sound, I think the sound is pretty clear as well. So it works for communication. Doesn't really affect anything, in my opinion.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So happy Sunday to you, Minhua. I know there's a lot going on personally, right, in our business. But what's really going on in our current market?
So in our current market, believe or not, there are still fewer houses for sale than the amount of houses people need. The housing shortage continues because even though the people who are browsing or purchasing are fewer than before, however, the new listing amount is also decreased more than the number of buyers on the market. So if you're a buyer on the market and if you feel you have some negotiation power, it really depends. So you want to look into what, even not just last month, but even last week, how many new homes were listed. I think Seattle already went through the peak and and kind of went out of the peak at this moment. So there's still bidding war going on in Seattle area. Within the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about the rebound after everything is over. We talked about V-shape and U-shape. Economists from Goldman Sachs or other major institutions all predict that there is going to be a U, the bottom, in the third quarter. However, major industries and business leaders will predict that their business will come back in 1 or 2 months after the crisis is over. So even there is a bottom part, not a sharp V, come back right away. The U part, the bottom is shorter.
No, that's great information. I mean, I honestly, personally haven't even thought about that too much in the sense of looking at some of the cities, some of the metropolitan cities that have been hit the hardest, that already reached their peak. So, I mean, that is a great indicator to see how the market will bounce back. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what's going on in the mortgage market at this moment?
So a couple things. One, obviously, refinances are still there. People are still taking advantage of it, particularly in this time. There's so much uncertainty. People are still trying to make sure they lower their payments as much as possible. So nothing has changed as far as any of the processes are concerned, other than I think most investors, lenders are becoming more stringent on employment verification. I know that many companies have done verbal verification right before funding. You're beginning to see like current pay stubs and verification of employment right before funding, just because they want to make sure that everything's in place. So that's a little bit different, but as far as the process is concerned, everything's pretty relatively the same. So yeah, I mean, rates are still right where they've been at. They haven't really gone up or down. I know that some investors have still good pricing on the higher end, high balance loans or jumbos, but several, I would say probably the majority of investors sort of got out of the market and they are really high on interest rates. So at least that's what I've experienced over the last week or two.
I know you've been emphasizing not to take the mortgage forbearance or delay in payment so quickly, and the importance to continue to pay mortgage payment if the person has the ability. Have you seen any uptake of mortgage forbearance applications or requests?
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear on that one, obviously if you need it, take it. But again, always speak to your service provider on that to determine what the repercussions of those actions are. Right, and there's always, for every cause there's an effect, and so always be cautious of that. We like to think that everybody operates in good nature, but that's not always the case, and so the only person you can rely on in that regard is yourself to look into that, right? Regarding the number of forbearance, for like Black Knight Inc., which is a data company, they've noticed that we're now hitting just under 3 million forbearances that have occurred since April 16. And that is pretty much a little bit like 5.5% of all mortgages in the United States, which is huge and scary. But that's what's really going on. So you're seeing an uptick. You're going to continue to see an uptick for the weeks to come. As other states are beginning to hit their peak, you'll still continue to see those rise.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So there is the uptake, but I think looking at the big picture, it's still a small portion of all the mortgage holders, because you said it's 5.5%, right? So
yes.
From a bigger picture, the majority of people are still trying to pay their mortgage, not to take on the delay yet at this moment. I think it also is an indicator of how resilient the economy is, because before we going into the crisis, our economy actually was quite strong.
Yes, I agree. We were, I think unemployment was at a low, and now we're at a high. I mean, things changed pretty quickly. So we just hope that everybody can come out of this okay. But knowledge is everything. Understanding what all of your options are is important, and talking to your local professionals via Zoom or whatnot is important to do, just to make sure you do what's best for yourself, right?
So how do you conduct your mortgage application or refinance application via Zoom, or they can still visit the office in person or via phone calls?
So we're not doing any in-person meetings at this time. I think out of respect for the individuals and out of respect for our own families, right? We constantly, I think in our profession, we come across a lot of people, and so we don't want to take that risk to protect anybody. So if we can minimize it, we're going to do our best. So everything for me has been 90% telephone still and like 10% Zoom, which has been obviously a great tool that I think we're getting more and more familiar with.
Yeah. I was just curious, but I know this has been the trend. People nowadays mostly conduct their mortgage application via phone calls or even emails or online portals. So I think your industry has been, I hope, has been adjusting very well, because you have already started this trend way before the crisis started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm off the hot seat, right? So
yes.
I get to ask you a couple questions. So, obviously, like you asked me, how are you conducting business right now? As far as, is the majority of your meetings on Zoom? Are you, Is it all phone calls? Like, what's that situation? Are you talking from a block away and just yelling down the street? And then to sort of follow up with that one, well, actually, I'll just ask that question. How are you conducting this assessment?
So most of the meetings, I actually really enjoy a lot of in-person meetings, especially the consultation with the buyer, the initial meeting, right? To learn about buyer's needs, to also help them have a better understand of the market or of their purchase process if they've never been through the process before. Or help the seller to understand what marketing strategies we will use and what the market condition for their listing will be. So those in-person meetings were very important. Unfortunately, I'm not doing any in-person meetings either. So a lot of conversations take place on the phone call. I'm actually have a scheduled Zoom meeting with a new client in this afternoon, and we will see how it goes. It's still very new to us to use, at least to use Zoom to have those important conversation or even to show properties.
Nice. Well, that brings us back to an interesting point, right? So obviously the market has slowed down, but there are people continuously looking for properties. For the most part, there's not a whole lot of showings that are occurring. You guys have tools. You have a tool, right? Virtual tours. How does that work?
Okay. I've been doing kind of no-touch home preview. It's another series of videos I've been doing just to show people how they can view homes via virtual tour on their own. But today I can show you how, I mentioned there are virtual open house. So today I can show you how the virtual open house can work. And I think it's very important now especially for the buyers to understand now you really need a professional real estate agent who are the members of NMLS, the multiple listing services, to give you that important virtual open house link so you can view the open house. Or quickly give you an example. I'll share my screen. And happy Sunday again. I just realized when Adam and I had our live market update, when I show everybody how to view virtual open house, the screen went black. So I just want to go through the process again. When you work with your real estate agent, for example, me, you will be shared an open house, virtual open house link such as this. You can see this email is sent from me. When you click on the link, you will go to the virtual open house of the property. This is a home in Lakewood. And here you will see an open house, virtual open house link. In this case, this is a Zoom meeting you can join, and the date is today. Obviously, we already missed it. Now, this piece of information is not available on a lot of the home search and website yet. So, for example, the same home on Redfin, you can see all the other pieces of information is here. They even have the 360 virtual tour. However, when you scroll down, you will see there's no information about open house. So I just want to let you know, if you want to view open house, you do need to get in touch with your agent, and that's it. So that's my little spiel about how you can view future open house now. So if you think, oh, I can find all the information online, this is one piece of information you might not see through other online portals. So do have a close conversation with your realtor or the agent who represents you, especially if you want to participate in virtual open house.
Nice, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I don't think, not everyone's aware of all the information that you guys are trying to do, right, as licensed real estate professionals. So that's good to know.
Yeah. I know you have some exciting local news to share, for example, where you can get takeout. Yes, where you can get takeout food or items you don't think you can get takeout. You want to share a little bit about that?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Because I know
As
the other
most
day,
people,
yeah, you are out about to get, yeah, get delicious items.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think most people are aware right now that most most restaurants are doing delivery or takeout. But not everybody's aware that some of those restaurants, especially ones with those your favorite cocktails, actually are serving them and giving it to you as well. So I think it was 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago or a week ago where I went to Lola's in Long Beach and had a delicious margarita along with some great food over there. And so this week, um, I think we did George's Greek Cafe over in Lakewood, and had some kebabs, but had a glass of wine with that as well. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean, it's super awesome to be able to do that. I mean, it sort of gives us a little bit of normalcy, and it saves us money because I know that for most people I know, there's usually more than one drink that's being, that you're ordering. So that's always good.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for sharing. I, for one, definitely would like to try out. I haven't really been outside, as I said before, for all this time. I think that's it for our market update for this past week. I hope everybody is enjoying the last bit of their weekend and hope you enjoy the rest of the Sunday, Adam. And thank you for coming again.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you everyone who is watching this.